The Galactic Military Academy's gymnasium fell silent as Cadet Mira Kovac stepped onto the training mat. Around her, 200 cadets from 40 different species watched with varying degrees of curiosity and contempt. Most had never seen a human before, a genuine Deathworlder from Earth, that savage garden of evolutionary nightmares. Across from her stood Vexthor, a Krolusian whose exoskeleton gleamed like polished obsidian under the artificial lights. At nearly 3 meters tall, he represented the pinnacle of his species, a warrior race that had dominated their corner of the galaxy for millennia. His mandibles clicked with amusement as he regarded the comparatively small human before him. This is the legendary Deathworlder. Vexthor's translator rendered his chittering into standard galactic. She barely reaches my thorax. Perhaps the Academy has lowered its standards to accommodate primitive species. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Mira remained still, her dark eyes tracking every movement of her opponent's four-jointed legs, calculating weight distribution and potential strike zones. The combat instructor, an elderly Theshan named Kelv, raised his luminescent tentacle. Standard rules apply. Non-lethal engagement. Combat ends at first submission or instructor intervention. He paused, his 3 eyes focusing on Mira with concern. Cadet Kovac, you may withdraw without penalty. Krolusians possess 4 times your muscle mass and natural armor that. I'm ready, sir, Mira interrupted. Kelv's scales rippled with what might have been respect. Begin. Vexthor charged immediately, a tactic that had won him 63 consecutive victories. His species had evolved on a high-gravity world where direct confrontation meant survival. His reinforced limbs could shatter stone. Mira moved. Not away, as Vexthor expected, but diagonally forward at an angle that seemed suicidal. His massive claws swept through empty air as she dropped into a slide, her earth-conditioned muscles exploding with power that seemed impossible from her frame. Her leg hooked behind his third joint, the structural weak point evolution had hidden behind layers of armor. The crack echoed through the gymnasium. Vexthor stumbled, his superior mass becoming a liability as momentum carried him forward. Before he could recover, Mira was inside his guard, a position no Krolusian had ever considered vulnerable. Their armor protected them from external threats, but evolution hadn't prepared them for what came next. Her elbow strike targeted the soft articulation between his thorax plates, a point where flexible tissue had to exist for movement. The impact would have shattered a human ribcage. For Vexthor, it felt like his internal organs had been introduced to each other violently. He tried to grab her with his superior reach, but humans had evolved as pursuit predators. Mira's endurance, her ability to keep moving when exhaustion should have claimed her, was itself a weapon. She flowed around his strikes like water, each movement precise and economical. Deathworlders, Instructor Kelv had explained in yesterday's xenobiology lecture, evolved on planets that actively tried to kill them. Earth's gravity is 1.3 times galactic standard. Its atmosphere is corrosive enough to rust metal. Its predators hunt in packs with complex strategies. Humans didn't just survive, they became apex predators themselves. Vexthor learned this lesson in real time as Mira's fist drove into the same thorax articulation. His internal structure, designed for external impacts, provided no defense against the focused trauma. Something inside him cracked, not his pride, which had shattered 30 seconds ago, but actual ribs, the biological support structures his species had evolved over millions of years. He collapsed, mandibles clicking frantically in the Krolusian gesture of submission. The gymnasium remained silent. Mira stepped back, breathing hard but still standing, while medical drones rushed to attend to Vexthor. Her knuckles were bleeding, human skin was laughably fragile compared to most species, but she'd proven the fundamental truth about Deathworlders. They didn't need to be the strongest or the most armored. They'd evolved to be relentless, adaptable, and terrifyingly efficient at turning any advantage into a weapon. As Instructor Kelv called for medical transport, cadets from a dozen species looked at the human among them with new understanding. Earth hadn't produced the galaxy's most powerful warriors. It had produced something far more dangerous, survivors who refused to quit, no matter the odds. Mira caught Vexthor's eye as the medical team carried him away. His translator picked up her words, "Welcome to Deathworld rules." In the weeks that followed, applications to train with the human cadet increased by 300%.